All right, guys, welcome back into Indie B&B. Today we are joined by Tiffany from the band TIFFY, a local Boston-based artist. Tiffany, how are we? How is Beantown today?
Uh, I'm good. It's pretty rainy over here, so it's been a little dreary and yeah, but I'm a little tired too because we played a show last night. We played a Halloween cover show and we were the Cars. And then I got like 4 hours of sleep and worked all day. So, but good, still good, even though a little tired.
Love it. Powering through. Uh,
Yeah.
um, you guys have you guys play some good covers last night? We get a, what was the one that got the people going the most last night?
Oh yeah. Definitely just what I needed, it's a classic.
Yeah.
Everyone was singing along for that. We just did four. We were like short and sweet. We did Good Times Roll, um, Best Friends Girl, Let's Go, and Just What I Needed. And I think that was enough to service the people.
I love it. I love it.
And it, yeah.
Good shot to the arm. Everyone's excited. It was just what they needed, probably.
Yes, yeah, totally.
But well, we want to talk through, not so much on some Cars covers, but we want to talk through Tiffy, the current, current folks you're in a band with, and take us through, how did this come to be? Do you have a background in music? Did you come off the streets? What's that look like?
Totally. So yeah, I mean, I've been playing music most of my life now. I started when I was like a small, small teen. I saw the movie School of Rock and I was like, I got 20 years ago today, which is crazy. And I was like, I gotta play guitar. That looks so cool. And then I did and started, met you seem once I feel like once you get into music, you just kind of naturally find other people who also like music and all that stuff. So just made bands with my friends and I did it in school. And yeah, I've kind of just all throughout, I don't know, my 20s have been like in random bands and stuff. And I always like played bass too. And didn't do much kind of like songwriting. And then Tiffy started when I, after I graduated college, 2017, and just was like, I wasn't playing much and kind of wanted to change that. I was tired of like, I know auditioning for bands and stuff like that, or like trying to meet up with people to jam. I just kind of wanted to do my own thing and just decided to try it. And I did. I wrote a bunch of songs and or just like sat down and really like figured out these ideas that I had going on in my head. And yeah, when the first show we played, it was me and one of my friends, my good friends, Patrick, who I met at work, and it was just the two of us, two guitars, and I was singing, and we had like a drum machine. It wasn't really a drum machine either. It was like a loop pedal with drum beats on it that I put through my guitar amp, and we just like we rocked so many shows that way for several months, and then we are like, all right, mate, let's try to like expand. And we got a drummer, and then we did like kind of just like two guitars and drums, and then we're like, all right, let's see what it's like to have a bass player. And then just kind of added people, and since then, people have kind of like come in and out. But we've gone from being like three or four, and played as like a six-piece once. That was really fun, and down to five and four. I don't know. So now these days for these upcoming shows there's gonna be uh five five of us rocking the songs, which is cool. But I think it's yeah, it doesn't really matter how many people are there because the songs are still the same. It's just kind of like it's just an interesting experience people have been getting um between like the arrangements and stuff.
So is
And yeah, that's
you know, with with it starting off as just you, has the I guess sort of the creative side of it, is that expanded away from you? Like, do other people contribute to writing the songs, or is it still all just like your ideas and then they just kind of fill in when y'all play live?
yeah, it's it's still it's pretty much me. I write all the parts. I'll write the bass line, the drum part, like I'll demo it, all the guitar parts, like synth, vocals, harmonies, everything. And like usually and then just demo it out and have recordings and like have tabs and whatever for people. But like I like playing with a solid group of people I can like count on, and the people this past year or two have been those folks, and their like performance style and what they bring as a musician definitely affects everything as well. Because sometimes we like change, like I might start something off, but then we're workshopping it live, or we're practicing it, and it's like actually we kind of have to fix this. And um yeah, if people have ideas, I definitely take it to my drummer Tom. I think he's the one the most that will be like, actually, I kind of want to do it this way. And I'm just like, all right, that's fine. If it sounds good, that's cool. So,
Got it. Well, within that creative process, you've obviously written some songs, and you have a handful of songs out on Spotify at this point. We zoned in and zeroed in for our song Spotlight. Don't take it personally. So, we'd love to hear kind of the creative process from nuts to bolts. How'd that song come from nothing to something?
totally. So it's 2020. We're all locked inside our bedrooms. March. I remember that all the time. But yeah, so yeah, that song I actually came up with the lyrics first, which is a little bit not usually my what happens. I feel like I start a lot of times with like musical ideas first, or something there. But yeah, I just had a friend of mine that I had been friends with for like 10 years. And I think the pandemic was hard, lockdown was hard, and communicating, and people trying to stay in touch and figure out how to stay inside or figure out how to deal with this. And she started just like pushing away from me. And I think we went like a couple months without talking. And then when I finally kind of got her on the phone and was like, I'm so happy to talk to you and like hear from you and hear your voice. Like she said, I'm not talking to anyone right now, so don't take it personally. And that was kind of the the start of that. And we it wasn't like there's like, there's some like kind of relationship things. That song, I've just kind of like detailed that as like the starting point, but also thinking about, well, like, is there anything in the past in our relationship that also kind of like added up to this and got us here. And um I think I feel like the lyrics are just kind of just a straight monologue of me talking to her, and or what I would say to her, kind of thing. So those kind of like those, I feel like those actually, the whole thing kind of came together before the music. And then I just built, I just kind of just started singing the first part of that, like the intro and the verse, to some chords, and those came out. And then I got the bass line and decided with the drums, I wanted the song to be kind of like dynamic, and it's going, but then it stops and explodes and kind of like fades out as relationships do. And yeah, and then there's a lot of kind of like extra stuff, like the harmony, like vocal harmonies, and like the guitar harmony, which was fun. That didn't come until like a little later, because at first I think at the time we only had like three. It was like we were either doing a trio or a quartet for a while. And then um when I got a fifth person that was like, yeah, I'll be your third guitarist, I was like, great, I gotta start writing some guitar harmonies. and then and then I added that in. So that's that song. And yeah, it goes from like you know, being kind of like calm and rocking and sparse and full, and the bridge I really wanted to be just like big organ church vibes, confessional vibes, just feeling like you're in that confessional booth
Like it.
pouring out your heart.
I like it. I like it. Well, within that, like, I watched it on Spotify. Spotify's got that cool video deal. Like, did you have a part in creating that like blue cartoon deal going on there, or like what?
Yeah,
What
that was
have you
super
created?
fun. I had this idea of it being like a comic. So there is gonna be like there's like a little comics thing that goes with it, and little comic zine, and it's in the full music video. Basically, in the full music video, all the panels are like what's in the comic. And yeah, I just had this idea of it being the music video being like animated and in the style of like this kind of like comic book, like you're reading it, and yeah, I found I was like asked some people if they had comic book recs, and this or comic illustrators, and a friend of mine who's this awesome chiptune duo in Boston, actually called Battle Mode. They worked with this artist a lot and recommended them, and it's cool. And he lives in Somerville. He's from here, works around here, so it's good to connect with someone local. And so his name's Joe Bosch, and he did all the artwork. And I made the storyboard and was like, okay, there should be like 10 panels, and this is the story, like this is what should be and each thing. But he did all the artwork. And then this animator and graphic designer, Jen Meller, who lives in New York, who does a lot of work for the label Totally Real Records that my album's gonna be on. She animated it, and it just did such a cool job. And yeah, it's one of the coolest things I feel like has been made. It's super cool looking. Um, I feel like it tells a story in such a unique but like funny way, which is my style, I guess.
I like it. I like it. Well, go ahead, Tash.
Yeah, so to kind of piggyback on that, I was kind of exploring your Instagram before we got on here and noticed TIFFY, a game show. What's sort of the background on that?
Yeah, it's just like you sometimes when you're like in this like failing relationship, friendship, you're like competing on a game show, like are you gonna win? All these things are competing in your life for the attention of this person, or you can't get the answer right, gonna say the wrong thing. It's just it's that's what it feels like sometimes. It's kind of like it's sad and it sucks and it's painful. At the same time, there's just something very like comical about juggling like so much emotion and pain. It just feels like a game show.
Gotcha. Well, you mentioned your album that I believe is dropping this Friday,
It
the
is,
third.
yes.
So, or November, yeah, November 3rd. So, two singles off it right now. I mean, talk to us about, again, the overhaul, and you're going to tour as well. So, what's the push? What's next here? With the album, the release.
Yeah, I'm stoked the album's finally coming out. Like we've been playing a lot of the songs off of it live for the past like year and a half really. So I think a lot of local people, they who've come to shows, they've heard it but haven't been able to have like that recording yet. So I'm stoked that those recordings are gonna be out, and they kind of match more of the live energy than like past recordings have. And yeah, and Jest is out, and Jest has been super um fun. I think it's people like really like rocking out to that one. And happy that's out, happy D-Tip's out. I actually have a third song that's coming. So the album's coming out Friday, but there's one more song on Wednesday called Lost in the Shuffle that will be out. And Yeah, it's wildly different from Don't Take It Personally and Ingest. It's like a 80s inspired synth pop bass driven song. I Yeah, a lot of these songs are kind of float in and out between different genres, I guess, all under the kind of pop rock category. But yeah, it's I'm super stoked for that. I hope people just like dance and forget about work and working a day job and emailing people when they listen to it, because that's what this song is about, you know, like email culture, how much it friggin' sucks, saying dumb crap like let's circle back. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want
Yeah.
to say that, just respond.
I'm a
um yeah, so yeah, and then the album, there's like, I'm stoked for it. Like, there's a lot of awesome songs like we've been playing live, like Vying and Funnel Vision, that also I feel like people really connect with and kind of vibe out at our shows. And then there's songs that I've already been released, but I re-recorded it, and kind of it's like a little bit higher quality. So I feel like it's just a really good summation of the project and what it's, you know, what's been going on the past really like 5 years. I mean, I released a couple EPs. I have a lot more stuff on Bandcamp than I do on Spotify as well. And you know, there's several kind of songs there, but this is like a really polished, kind of refined collection of songs. And yeah, I'm just stoked to be out there. And the shows we're playing, it's a Northeast fun run, as we say, and we're doing Boston, um New York, Brooklyn, Providence. We're going up to uh this town in Littleton, New Hampshire, which is kind of on the border of Vermont. We're going to be up in Keene, New Hampshire, Portsmouth, New Hampshire, love New Hampshire. And I think that's it. So it's a little fun run for the release over the course of the month.
Awesome. Yeah, like I mean, with that kind of live, talk about your live set. Like, you know, I haven't been to a show up in Boston, so you're maybe your home venue. Talk about like the scene and just the places you play up in that's local to you. What do those places mean to you? And as you guys said, you're playing in Boston coming up here. So what can somebody expect, at a TIFFY show coming up?
Yeah, well, our release show is gonna be at this awesome venue called Deep Cuts, which is a deli. It's a deli restaurant by day, rock venue by night. It actually just opened. It opened up this year, but it opened up by this guy Ian, who's been booking bands like punk bands in Boston for the past like 15 years. He's just kind of been in it, and so it's really cool to be able to have our show there. It's awesome. Everyone who it sounds great. It's a great spot, and everyone who works there is super awesome, super nice. Yeah, I feel like we've played just like everything under the sun in Boston. There's a ton of dives, like kind of little art gallery spaces, theaters, basement venues, house venues, DIY stuff. And we've just kind of done it all here around here in Boston and up in New Hampshire too. I have just like there's a really cool cool artists and music community up there. It's such a small state, so like everyone knows each other, honestly. Like, it sounds crazy, but there's just like a few places, a few little hubs up there, and it's just everyone who plays music around around here, I feel like, or Boston and New Hampshire, just we're all on similar vibes. It's not so like competitive like in New York or LA or a big city, like, music city like that. Um, I mean, you're making music because you love to do it. Like, we're not some big artists reeling, sustaining our careers off of it, unfortunately, but we have a career enough where like we're making music and people are coming out and people want to connect with it. And yeah, so yeah, Boston's interesting. It's also lost a lot of venues in the pandemic, unfortunately. And before that, there's been like there's always kind of like a rotation of DIY stuff coming in and out. But there was a like right when live music came back in 2021, it was kind of like there was like one venue, like O'Brien's, that was just like so overbooked because it was like the only venue that was like left standing. There was like three really big venues, Great Scott and once another place too, maybe TT the Bears, that like just dropped off. So they're, shut down. So, but since then, like there's been a lot of like people, creatives and booking people who've kind of found who've been opening up spots and like places that weren't having music before, but now they have music, like black box theaters and stuff. And then there's like a couple new venues that have opened up, like Deep Cuts and other venues too. So it feels cool that Boston has it's finding its way back after losing some stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Getting that revival. We always talk about this podcast started out of that, out of COVID, and talking to the artists early in 21 versus later in 21, completely different vibe.
Totally.
And it's good to see that a city's kind of bouncing back. But with that, I want to get us into a weird part of the show, where we're going to bounce around to a lot of different questions at once. It's Pete Peterson's party pack of questions. It's 20 questions right in a row. It's a this or that. It's a quick hitter. And we're going to start right now. Cake or pie?
Oh, cake or pie? Cake.
All right. Salad or soup?
Soup.
All right. She's souping. All right. Sunrise or sunset? What are you seeing more of these days?
Sunrise.
All right. All right. Would you rather hit a home run or score a touchdown?
Touchdown. I actually used to play football. I never played baseball. So there we go.
I like it. Tom Brady, represent. Here we go.
Yeah.
Night in or night out? What are you having more of?
A night in.
Yeah. When you do go out though, and your jam comes on at the party or the club, whatever you are you more likely to do the robot or the worm?
The robot.
Okay.
Yeah, no
No
floor.
worm?
Like stationary movement. Yeah, the robot for sure.
I like it. Okay. Guac or queso at your local Mexican spot?
Walk for sure.
She's guacking around. I like it.
Yeah.
Waffles or pancakes?
Waffles.
Okay. Coffee or tea with your waffles?
Coffee. Always.
Dogs or cats?
Yeah. I guess dogs. Started becoming allergic to cats, so even though I've always liked cats more, but now I'm allergic, so I guess dogs.
All right. Dogs getting the win there. Ninja or a pirate? What are you more like?
Pirate maybe. Do you want me to explain things, or we're just going lightning?
Let's just go lightning. If you feel
Okay.
like if you need an explanation, you got it.
Okay.
If you feel like it's justified.
No explanation.
You're just a pirate. Hey, that's fine. Gatorade or Powerade? We're not even sponsored by either of them. We just like asking the question.
Yeah, Gatorade.
All right, Gatorade. Toast or bagels?
Bagels. Yeah.
All right, she's putting her schmear on some bagels. We like that. Chips or pretzels?
Chips.
All right. Fries or tots?
Fries.
All right. After a long day, are you more likely to watch a TV show or a movie?
TV show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aliens, are they real?
Who cares?
God, I don't give a shit.
Nah, yeah, they're real. They're real, but who cares? It's fine. Like, why does it matter? They are out there, but it's fine.
I told you it was 20 stupid questions in a row. All right. This one's good. Is Bigfoot real?
No, I don't think he's real.
Bigfoot's
Oh.
out. All right. Love at first sight. Is that real?
No, I don't think so either.
Got to work for it. Got to spend some
Yeah,
time. I
for
like it.
sure.
All right. And finally, Tiffany, the last question of Pete Peterson's Party Pack questions. Who are two artists that we ought to check out that we do not know, that you would like to educate us about?
Yeah. Let's see. Well, the first band, I would say to check out is they're called Old Soul. And they are like, I guess like our family band. We've done a tour with them. We share members. We help each other out on our project, and they just released an awesome album called Education on Earth on Counterintuitive Records. So I would definitely check them out, and they're from Boston too. The second band I would check out is they're called Miss Bones. We're playing with them at our release show in Boston. They put out an EP, I think it was this year, yeah, called Gray Lady. Super fun, like rock pop, maybe a little like folk country inspired, but yeah, they have this song called like um eviction, and it's like, and one of the lines I love so much is like, you can't evict me from my body, because the housing crisis is real and landlords suck. And they also have a really funny song called McRib, about the McDonald's McRib, and they're just they're super endearing, awesome people, so definitely check them out.
Awesome. So we got Old Soul and Miss Bone. Did I write that right? Miss Bone?
Yeah, Miss Bones
Miss
with
Bone
an S.
with an S. Got it. We'll for sure check them out, and we'll make sure our listeners check them out, as well as your EP or your full length album coming out on Friday. And we got you touring up in the beautiful Northeast. So any of our Northeastern listeners can check you out in Boston, New Hampshire, anywhere in those areas as well.
Brooklyn and Providence.
Brooklyn and Providence. Got it. Where can they find those dates? Do you have you got a link in the bio on your Instagram?
Yeah, link in the bio, tiffymusic.com.